You know what I appreciate is green Monster energy drinks.
Oh my god.
God damn it, who invited her?
Sugar-free rock star.
I'm pissed that you're drinking that too, Josh. Both of you can fuck off.
I know this pisses you off.
The Coaches Collaboration Podcast.
Hey, this is Josh Pearson.
Performance specialist with the Complete Athlete.
This is Cole Warren.
Certified USAPL club coach and owner of Salutum Health and Performance. Each week, Cole and Josh will take you through training techniques and tips, talk to athletes and fitness professionals to educate and motivate you for your fitness goals. Plus, you'll follow the journeys of Team Salutum Powerlifting and get complete athletes. The Coaches Collaboration Podcast is brought to you by Salutum Health and Performance. Take your full power potential to a new level. Online powerlifting coaching. Customized programming to fit your individual needs and goals. Access to a coach 24/7. Whether you need a quick form check or a full program, Salutum Health and Performance has one goal in mind, taking you to the next level. Got a meet coming up? Ask about on-site coaching. Join the team that's setting records across the powerlifting community. Team Salutum Powerlifting with Salutum Health and Performance. Online at salutumhp.com. salutumhp.com. And now, the Coaches Collaboration Podcast.
Oh my god.
Remember how bad they were when they first came out?
When Monster came out with their Orange Chaos, I thought, oh, finally, an energy drink that tastes good.
Ugh.
I had it the other day. Fuck off.
Dude, even the
So
carb-free Monster is disgusting.
Oh,
the
yeah.
original, when I see someone
light
drinking
blue
like
one.
an original Monster, I'm like, Jesus, dude, you have fucking issues. Like, there's so many better tasting
So many.
Monsters.
Mhm.
It's
But
disgusting.
not the pear, because the pear sucks, Vanessa. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, ever since the night you came over, I have not had a pear.
No.
You just ruined it for me.
I know. Well, like I said before, I was totally on the hype of like, oh my god, it's a brand new flavor. It's gonna be awesome. And I tried it like twice. First time I was like, fuck yeah, but I was just totally on the hype train. You know, wanted to be like the cool kids.
The first taste, good.
Good, yeah,
But then as it like,
yeah. See, and I'm like, there was people telling me in my DMs
from
like,
all the
oh, it's
whiplash of you headbanging, you like it still.
yeah.
Did Cole or Brooke tell you the story about that or no?
Oh shit.
No.
Oh,
Oh, see, that's exactly
go.
what you deserve.
fuck, dude.
Spilling that shit on the ground. I'm so happy he spilled that. That's what you get for getting a fucking sugar-free rock
Oh,
star.
I can even smell it too.
Yeah, it's
Smells like-
gross. Smells like fucking acid and shit.
It's on my hands.
Good thing it's sugar-free, so it won't be sticky. Hey.
That's what he said.
Oh, I just wasted some good orange nectar.
See, so I put that story up, and Kip already replied, "Nice monster" to you.
God damn it.
Kip's
Dude.
you and Kip can fuck off.
You know what?
I really
do
like
that,
the orange
Kip?
one, though. I tried the orange one for the first time the other day, and I really liked
See,
it.
I'm rocking orange today because
You're good.
I'm rocking orange today
breakfast.
because yeah, breakfast is kind of like orange juice.
Come on with me.
You know what I'm saying?
Breakfast. I will say that when I took the first drink
I'm
of
good.
the orange monster, I literally went, this tastes like sunshine.
Yeah, I mean it's decent. It's probably my fourth favorite, but I like to switch it up every once in a while. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God you're not drinking Spike today.
I
You were a maniac.
so I think I'm gonna boycott.
Wait a minute, you're not
Speedway.
supposed to be drinking that.
Today's my last day.
I thought yesterday was your last
Yeah,
caffeine
and
day.
then I was like, well, if I want to do a good podcast, I'm gonna need some caffeine, and if I don't want a headache halfway through, I'm gonna need
Here's
some
the deal,
caffeine.
Stevens. You can't be keto for 2 days a week and expect it to work. Didn't you just have that conversation with me?
I did.
Yeah,
I
okay.
did. You can't be keto fucking 20% of the time and be like, I'm keto.
Yeah, well, you can't be non-caffeine for a week when you're still drinking caffeine, and you're 5 days away.
My taper starts today.
So
Your taper
After-
on
it
caffeine.
started
Yeah.
on Friday, then it went to Saturday, then it went to Sunday. Okay.
All you
not
really
an-
need to do is
I'm
stop
not an
as of
addict,
like
I swear.
Wednesday.
I'm gonna start tomorrow.
Just black coffee as of Wednesday.
No, dude, I don't even need coffee, dude.
You're
I'll
like-
suffer.
Yeah.
You're like
You're
the-
just gonna die.
I'm gonna suffer,
It's gonna be
dude.
great.
You're like the after-school special, like poster child of this is what happens when we procrastinate, children.
Oh, I'm
Did
the
you take the
worst.
week off?
This week?
Yeah.
No.
No. So, well, good luck.
This. What do you mean? The past week or this coming week?
This coming week.
Yeah,
from
this
work.
coming week. Oh no. I
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
I'll probably go back to work on Tuesday,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not lifting or anything, so it won't be bad.
Not at all.
Monday, Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lighter than openers and.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hit openers yesterday
Mm-hmm.
on
I saw your
squat and
squat.
bench, and they went good.
Mm.
So now I just fucking sit here and wait.
And just get antsy as
I know.
fuck. Just have
'Cause
all
there's
this
literally
energy
nothing else
built
you can
up.
do.
Yeah. Have all this
It's-
energy built up,
It's
and
the
you're just
most.
like, motherfucker.
Yeah. It's the toughest time of the prep because you feel like you want to do more, but anything you do like is just gonna hurt you. So you just have to like stick to the plan, go and do some technique work. And
it's like your post said. Your post on Instagram said it perfectly. The work is done.
The work is done. That's right.
This is the point where usually you would look at me and go, "Hey, Brooke, remember when you ghosted like 7 of your live sessions?"
Yeah, but
you can't get those back.
You can't do a taper for 7 weeks.
Well, you know, you can. I mean, you can. It just doesn't give you the expected results.
You mean I can't just sit on the couch for 7 weeks and get really strong?
Brooke tapers for 7 weeks.
It's true. I'm addicted to the taper.
That means just doing nothing.
You're right.
I'm addicted to doing nothing.
Jesus.
But I make
We
it
were
look
talking
good.
about a potato.
I know.
There's
I know.
your answer.
Yeah.
The 7-week
Potato
taper.
with legs.
No, but I
That's
wanted
me.
to talk.
We need a hype song first.
I know.
Shut your damn mouth
God damn it.
What is
and
it
let's
gonna
get this
be?
hype song.
The hype song.
Don't make me-
Who's picking the hype song?
You
Yes,
are.
Are you?
Vanessa is.
Okay.
We don't even know who the people don't even know who you are yet. So
Yeah.
we'll do the hype song. We'll talk about you.
This is going to speak volumes about who you are. So just really think
Check
about
the ink on the arm.
And if you pick a Disney
I
song, I'm
love
going
it.
to kick
Look
you
at
out of the
this.
fucking
I know.
room.
It looks kind of new, too.
it is brand new.
It
Oh,
is.
fuck yeah.
We got some stuff added to it, but a good hype song.
Where did you go?
Old Town. I see
Oh,
Eli
here,
there.
really? Oh, wow.
He does phenomenal work.
Shout
Whenever
to Eli at Old Town in St.
All
Cloud.
right, I
Yeah.
gotta look. Give me your arm, please.
Don't
Holy-
spill your goddamn
I
drink again.
did already.
And then they added more to the top
I
here as
love-
well.
For the
I
listeners,
love
Josh
this
is
armor. and
checking out
Fucking, there's a
Vanessa's
knight
sleeve.
with a fucking spear on a horse that has armor,
Yeah,
which is
dude.
awesome, as they fight this fucking dragon.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god!
And it's
I
the old
love
school
it.
style too,
It
which is
so
badass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where there's still detail, but it's not like they had to go in there super deep.
Right,
it looks,
right.
It's so clean, and you can see what it is. I
Yeah.
love it. Even like the horse's legs, it's fucking sweet.
All right, dude, put your boner away. Listen to some music.
That's
I was just going to
amazing.
say, you totally got a tat boner.
By the way,
Better than a boner tat.
Luke, because I know you're listening. Hers
Luke's-
might be better.
Oh, Luke.
Yeah, but see, they're totally different
Yeah,
styles.
for sure. His is all grayscale.
His is like
and-
grayscale, kind of realistic type,
Yeah.
and then hers is old school.
Yeah. Fantasy kind of. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I love medieval stuff.
Fuck
and
yeah.
so,
Diablo.
yes, there you go.
Fuck yeah. How dare you?
Okay, we're
What are
going to
you
help.
about to say?
We're going to help you.
What are you about to say?
Fucking nerds.
Yeah, I don't fucking care. Hey,
We're going
I'm a
at it
nerd
here.
that found fitness. What do you want?
Hype song still, though.
All right,
Jeez.
so
on, get it together,
last time
Vanessa.
you did a big lift anytime, what was in your ears?
I don't care how hard it is.
As
I
long as
want to
it's
fucking hear it.
Not
Freaking A.
Disney Channel.
No, it's not. You know what? Since I'm not going to be competing this weekend, unfortunately, I gave Brooke the song that I wanted in there, so we'll play that.
Ooh,
It's Bleed by Meshuggah.
okay.
So prepare your
Never heard of
ears.
them, actually.
She's a nerdy metalhead. I feel
Oh,
like
that's fun.
metalheads sometimes they're like apprehensive to show other people their music because they're like they're gonna judge me super hardcore.
Fuck yeah, I'm
Tommy
gonna judge you
Schneitz
super
is
hard.
feeling the same way right now.
So does Neil does too. I feel like they're like, I don't know if you're ready for how hard this is. Oh fuck yeah.
How did you discover them?
Oh, this video is fucking incredible.
Yeah, it is. It is dark as fuck.
There's blood and gore everywhere.
There's fucking beetles on their back.
Hell yes.
So this is sweet. And the nice thing is you can still hear all the music.
Yep.
And the vocals aren't overpowering it. Oh my god. That is fucking awesome. He has blood coming out of his mouth and
Just
fuck.
a horror movie for
Yeah,
a
for
fucking
real.
video.
Yeah, this was honestly, I wanted this to be my walkout song.
Hell yeah.
Dude, you see his fucking mouth right there? That was so trippy.
Okay, do you ever think I think about this all the time when I'm watching music videos? Of like how awkward and weird it is at the video shoot.
Oh yeah, because they don't have these filters
They don't,
and
yeah,
shit.
they don't
yeah.
have the all the effects and, everything in the
15
edits.
times they have to shoot it.
Yeah.
He's a dog. You know what I'm saying?
He's a dog.
He is a dog.
He's a demon sub, you guys. Get it right.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. This is good.
This is good.
I might have this on my fucking.
And again, the vocals don't overpower
in
the
honor
beat.
of Vanessa, I might throw this on my meat playlist.
I'm honored.
This is some deadlift shit though.
Dude, can you imagine the guy drumming this right now?
I know, right?
He gets a full workout every song.
Have you ever been to a metal concert or a rock concert?
Not a metal concert.
I went to a Godsmack concert, which is like,
They don't have the double kick pedals. So it's not like
double bass.
Dude.
No, but I will say the first song at this Godsmack concert, a dude got knocked the fuck out right in front of me. Like, there's a guy standing on the edge of the mosh pit.
Yeah.
Like he was like looking at the stage, like trying to watch the actual shit.
Right.
But he was right at the edge of the mosh pit, and this guy kept fucking running into him, like hitting him.
Right.
And he did it like 4 times. And the next time he did it, the guy fucking turned around, boom, 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 like 3 punches straight to the
Dude,
fucking
I'm just trying
face.
to fucking watch.
Knocked him out cold.
That's awesome.
He fucking face planted. Keep in mind, I'm 16 years old at my first ever rock concert, so I'm already intimidated because it's Godsmack. So there's all these like 20, 30 something fucking tatted up biker dudes around me. I'm like, oh my god! Did I see that? I'm like, holy shit! I'm like, let's fucking go!
That's awesome. But don't fuck with me while I'm trying to
and
watch
then,
my
like,
God's
And then
sake.
like five security guards came in. They literally just carried the guy out like over their head.
Just knocked out.
He's unconscious the
That's
entire
fucking
time. And the guy who
hilarious.
hit him, like nothing happened to him.
Oh, for sure. Well, all he says is the motherfucker kept hitting me, so I hit him back.
Yeah.
It's mosh pit.
There you go.
Fucking no rules in the jungle.
So how did you discover these guys?
So my boyfriend Braun, he's a metalhead.
Okay.
And when I started dating him, well, I kind of was listening to a little bit of rock and metal, but he showed me the light.
Showed you the dark.
The dark.
Showed you the dark.
Showed me the light. Showed me the dark.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, no, the Braun actually took me to my first ever concert, and my first ever concert was a Megadeth concert.
Oh wow.
So you had Suicidal Tendencies there.
Oh,
you
yeah.
had Amon Amarth there, which was a
my
Viking
gosh.
metal band. I love them.
Viking metal is some dark shit.
Dude,
Holy shit.
it was so freaking sweet.
Oh.
So, but yeah, and then Havoc was performing there too as well. They're kind of a smaller opening band, but I really like their stuff too as well.
For your first concert.
For my first concert, and we were up there in the front row too as well.
Oh my
and as
God.
soon as Havoc starts playing, well, I'm so thankful that Braun is like over 6 feet tall. He's
broad,
a
yeah,
big boy.
yeah.
So I'm just standing next to him, but then all of a sudden, like you just feel these people just pushing you
yeah.
against, and I was just
Yeah.
like, this is fucking sweet.
Fuck.
No,
And-
like it's like I
She's
can
not-
imagine even at the fucking Godsmack concert. Granted, it was like at the Myth, so it's like this
Smaller
venue, and
venue.
it's a fucking everyone was on the floor, packed onto the floor, because it's literally just a door charge to get in the doors, and then you fight for wherever you want to stand
Yep.
during the
Mhm.
concert.
And
Yeah.
the word is fight.
Yes, it was fucking nuts.
Yeah. I was gonna say, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
I don't go to concerts.
Yeah,
No?
neither do I.
She does. You two can
Brooke.
fucking nerd out right now.
Yeah, no shit.
All right.
go.
You know,
Okay.
I'm thinking like hairball.
I have been to.
Hairball's
Hairball's actually entertaining. It's good to
I
watch.
was like, that's
Yeah.
as far as that goes.
No, for me, it's
how
one of
many
those things where
concerts
I've been to
to.
so many concerts that I look at concerts a couple different ways. One, was I totally entertained and left feeling like this was fucking awesome? Did I geek out? And so one of my all-time favorite shows I've ever been to was actually Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young with Neil Young back on the road with them.
Yeah.
It was so ultimate, like the shit you grew up listening to, but you
Oh,
get to
that's
hear
nice.
it
Yep.
and like feel like the bass and everything in your chest while you're there, and it's just that energy at a live show, you know? But otherwise, honestly, it was Rob Zombie, but it was Ozzy,
Yes.
it was Ozzy Osbourne. It was Ozzy Osbourne, Rob Zombie, and Slipknot.
Slipknot.
Oh my
Shit.
fucking
And,
god! So how much heroin was going through the crowd?
I don't know. I was
Jesus.
how old
Did
was
you
I?
get pricked with a few needles?
21,
at that
22.
One? Holy shit!
I actually, I'm notorious if I don't really know much of the opener, I won't show up for the opener, especially if it's not general admission. And so I didn't really I knew of Slipknot. I didn't really listen to him a lot, so
Oh my god!
I didn't go.
And that was like
Oh no!
early-
Wait, hold
that
on,
was early
hold on,
Slip?
hold on.
That was early.
Yeah, what
Slipknot?
year
It
was
wasn't
this?
Slipknot. I just remembered who it
Oh.
was. It was
Oh.
Mudvayne.
Still,
sorry.
That's all
Mudvayne.
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's all right.
wasn't my favorite.
If it was Slipknot
is a little different. I'm sorry about that. That was my bad. But yeah, it was
felt the hate
Mudvayne.
rise up
Mudvayne,
in me.
and then it was Rob Zombie, and then it was Ozzy. Well, the problem is you get into Rob Zombie, and he's got these like fucking massive puppets, and everyth's blacklight, and there's flames everywhere,
And he's so much
it's
harder.
fucking just hard. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden here comes Ozzy. He's like, like
Accurate.
like you almost wanted to be like, you need
Crazy
to bite the
train.
fucking head off a bat just to get this energy back up, but because you literally were like, I'm spiked. This is
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably like the Rob Zombie show was a game changer for me.
Yeah.
My first concert ever was Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, and I was 8.
Nice. You've been
Nice.
doing
Yeah.
this shit for years.
I know. Shut up. I'm old.
Wow.
32 years I've been going to shows. So, but yeah, I've literally been to everything from NSYNC to Nicki Minaj to, the only one I've never seen that I really wanted was Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They were some of my all-time favorites, and they were
Hell
on tour.
yeah.
The last tour they did was going to be coming to Minneapolis, and I remember I'm like, I'm fucking going to this show, and I can't remember which member it was, but he had a pothole on his fucking bike in New York, threw out his shoulder, and had to have surgery, so they canceled the rest of the tour. And then they kind of dispersed. It was after Intergalactic came out, so it was towards that end of their career, and then the cancer hit. So
Yeah.
no more Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
No more.
Fucking A.
Fuck.
So if you see a show that you kind of want to go to, just fucking
Just
go to it,
go.
because you don't know.
Well, and also
exactly.
fuck potholes, right?
Potholes. And I thought,
Especially
are you
if you
serious?
live
Are you
in
sure
this
they weren't
area.
in Minnesota?
Right.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say,
Right.
honestly.
Jesus.
No, it was back when MTV actually played music and actually had like,
Yeah.
you know, they used to have the news on the hour every hour kind of a thing. And I remember Kurt Loder was the guy who said it, and he's giving this report that the rest of the tour's canceled. I'm like, are you seriously fucking kidding me right now?
Jesus.
I have every one of their albums, including imports, and you're telling me that I don't get to see the Beastie Boys.
Sad day.
So fucking pissed.
sad.
Yeah, I'm still angry about it, as you can tell.
So Vanessa,
Yes.
tell us about your favorite concert.
My favorite concert. It was just very unexpected, but Braun tells
If you
me
say Justin Bieber, I'm going to kick you the fuck out, even though I love diversity here.
no. But
Hey, don't hate on
How
TV.
rude.
he
Don't hate
messages
on
me.
Brady.
He says, "Hey, so keeping up with schedule." I said, "Why?" He's like, "Oh, I got us tickets. We're gonna go see Slayer." And I'm like, "Where the fuck are we seeing Slayer?" So you're from North Dakota, correct? Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
this concert was held at Bemidji. Well, in Bemidji at the Stanford Arena.
Which is
Slayer?
Minnesota, by the way.
Yes, it is,
Slayer
but it's
was
so
in
up north though.
Bemidji?
Yeah, Slayer was in Bemidji. It was in Bemidji, the
What
middle,
the hell?
far up north.
Yeah, the Sanford Center. This must have been
Yes.
relatively recent then, because the Sanford Center's only been around for, unless they just rebuilt it and
It was
kept
like
the name.
freaking A. It was last summer, I believe we
Yeah.
went to go see them. Yeah, and
Last summer? Holy cow.
the tickets were cheap. I think it was $50 for a ticket, and we were. Well, because it's in the hockey arena, we were right on the side
my
up front.
God.
And I'm not even kidding you. Brian kind of rolls his eyes when I tell him this. I'm like, Tom Araya looked at me. I know he freaking did. But that was such a freaking
How
awesome
old are
concert.
these guys at this point?
Tom,
We don't care.
they're on their farewell tour.
Which
Yeah,
one?
'cause they're
First, second, or third?
dying.
Right? They always say that. Freaking A. I don't know, but they're like one of the original metal
Oh yeah,
bands.
I
Yeah.
know. 80s, they were
They
really.
were so.
They had a hold on the.
Did anybody drive up in a Trans Am? That's what I want to know.
Yes.
Did anyone show up in a Trans Am?
So many Trans Ams
It was-
blasting Slayer.
Was there a lot of affliction gear and like studded jeans too? Because there's always the wannabes that kind of show up for that stuff too.
It was a lot more of plaid and jeans.
That's Bemidji for
Really?
you. Yeah.
Yep.
Paul Bunyan-y.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah. But then when we were done with the concert, though, because our hotel was just probably about a couple blocks away, though, all of a sudden, some random person starts setting off fireworks, and then everybody's just walking together in groups. Everyone's yelling, "Slayer! Fucking Slayer!" These two guys in a van looked at me and Brown. They're like, "Fucking Slayer!" We're like, "Fucking Slayer!" It was.
That's
God,
amazing.
So it was what happened outside of the concert
dude,
that made it so good.
What's the
It was so
atmosphere? It's
good.
the fans. It's the atmosphere. That's what makes
for real.
it.
Well, when
And-
you're all there to see and you're all huge fans, like
Right.
it's just fun.
And
man.
that's the thing. There was probably less than, I would say, 2,000, 1,500 people in there.
Yeah.
And it's funny because XL Energy Center had them on their farewell tour, I believe, and like tickets were double, triple the cost that what we got. And those were the best tickets, and that was the best concert
Hell
I'd ever
yeah.
been to.
Those smaller venues are sometimes way better.
Yes.
Hot
was.
tip
Way
on
more
Bemidji.
intimate,
Seriously, they get all the.
They do.
Obviously, I work in
Yeah.
country, so like I see a lot of the country shows that go up there. But honestly, they don't sell out.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
don't.
it's rare because it's a really big venue.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I went up to Old Dominion this last time, it was on my birthday. Like we walked in and they were like, I'm like, did you want to scan my ticket? Like,
Oh my gosh.
we went to the meet and greet, and normally when you go to a thing, you know, we get meet and greets through like fan clubs and stuff like that. We were the only 4 people in the meet and greet.
Wow.
So,
you
like-
really got to meet and greet.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
yeah, but it was just one of those things where I was like, man, and they have like the giant,
Can I
like
touch a Chevy
giant
truck?
24-ounce cans of like Busch Light and stuff. So like
The big rigs.
they're up north, they know how to drink. There's not a ton of people, and they're really fucking nice. So I was like, dude, this is like the best place ever to watch a show. Because
Yeah.
you still get the full arena tour.
Right.
You know, you just don't have 14,000 bajillion people there.
Yeah.
It's great.
I need to do more concerts. I don't do enough.
Dude, I
Or
got
just
you.
comedy
I got you
concerts,
covered.
man.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Go to more comedy shows.
Steven's the plug.
Yeah.
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 No.
All right.
I'm scared what you're gonna recommend. Sorry.
Well, you don't really like country, do you?
No.
Yeah.
I can get you into other shows too, but
Mm.
you just
Okay.
gotta watch. Like I said, if I go to shows a lot, and sometimes I go for work. So as much as the show is probably great, it's not like I'm like, yeah, you know, I don't get
Sometimes you have to be there. Yeah.
right.
Right.
But like for example, Twin City Summer Jam this summer, which has Rascal Flatts, and then it has Tim McGraw, and then it has Aerosmith and REO Speedwagon and Pitbull and a bunch
I
of
can't
others.
believe
Cannot
Aerosmith
wait.
is still going.
They're so good still.
Steven Tyler is what, 70?
He's still
Yeah.
so good,
Yeah.
and I
Just
think it's because
killing
of
it.
all the drugs. I think he's completely preserved. Like I can't get over it.
There's a few artists that would disagree that are
Right.
dead.
You're right. But no, for reals, you have to pick the ones that kind of light that fire,
Right,
And you
yeah.
go, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna pay the tickets, I'm gonna go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
So introduce our guest.
Yeah,
Cole.
so today we have Vanessa Belmont in the studio. Vanessa and I, so we actually met when we were in school at St. Cloud State University.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we were both in the community health major. And it's a relatively small major. And I think one day, like, eventually you're going to talk to everybody.
Mhm.
And one day, like, Vanessa and I started talking, and, like, we started talking about lifting somehow.
I
And
wore,
then-
you know what? I was wearing Elite FTS.
Yes, and I said that's a fucking awesome sweatshirt or,
Like,
or shirt.
what?
And then so we talked about powerlifting, and I'm like, holy shit! And then I mean, in the college environment and in this like super small major,
Right.
and there's like nobody that does that.
Right.
So like I was
Yeah.
like, yes, like someone I could talk to about lifting.
Mhm.
And there was one day I remember we sat like we were walked out to our cars and we literally talked on the sidewalk for like a half hour,
Yes.
just like about training and lifting.
Mhm.
And then we didn't talk for a while, and then we recently started talking again because you wanted to get into powerlifting and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And you have and actually, I also another way that I saw you or knew a little bit about you is because I used to train at the downtown gym in St.
Oh
Cloud.
God. Yep. Mhm.
And
That's right.
The dungeon.
There's
Dude, it's a great gym.
it is.
I love it.
It's a great gym. There's other aspects of it that scared me away a little bit, but we won't get into
you
that.
mean needles and
No, none of that. I mean,
Reminds me
that
of
that doesn't scare me away. But
Yeah, it honestly reminds me of Average Joe's gym from Dodgeball.
yes,
yeah,
like
But it-
tetanus. Like you
Yeah.
need a needle
Right,
after
there
you
you
leave.
yeah. It is a dungeon.
No, but she actually had there was newspaper clippings of her on the wall in the gym.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So I'm like, there was one day, like after I had seen her at school, and then I go to train, and I'm like, is that the same girl? And then like I didn't put it together until like we started talking. But
This
but
bitch
yeah.
is famous.
well, and she has. I mean, she's been moving weights, and she was previously in weightlifting, correct?
Yep, I did Olympic lifting.
And then that evolved into kind of powerlifting. Well, you got hurt for a while, right? And
I got
then-
yep.
So let's
injured,
just start
yeah.
like, so how did you get into weightlifting itself? How did you just get into lifting weights, period?
All right, so that's a really good question. The first time I was really ever exposed to any sort of barbell movement or anything like that, it was actually in high school, and it was in track and field. And if you can take a wild guess what I did in track and field.
Power cleans.
Yeah, power cleans. And yeah, in track and field, I was a thrower. So that stuff is just, it's hand in hand, especially for throwers.
Yeah.
So that's when I first kind of got exposed to it. And I was like, you know what, this stuff is really fun. But I didn't continue it when I was in college. In college, I started playing rugby.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yep. And then I was like, oh, there's something else with barbell movements. At the time, it was CrossFit. This is when CrossFit was, it was like 2012. So when CrossFit was like at its, well, really starting to get to its peak where popularity. And so I joined a CrossFit gym, started doing the CrossFit stuff. I started doing everything else, and I was like, you know,
Everything sucks.
Everything
but
else
the
is
barbell
fucking
stuff.
ass. Yeah, everything is a freaking
Burpee
nightmare.
pull-ups, fuck this shit.
Yes.
What is this box jump over shit?
God
Fuck you.
damn it.
No.
I don't want to run. That's why I quit
Jesus,
rugby.
Yeah.
No. Heck, I absolutely loved rugby, but I was the person who got hurt every single season, and it was just.
It's hard on your body.
It is.
So can we call you the tank?
Yes, if you want to.
Heck
All
yeah.
right.
They called me.
Fucking tank.
They actually called me Loch Ness.
Hell yeah.
You're a monster.
Well, Vanessa, Loch Ness.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
But
Okay.
the
I just wanted to connect those dots for
Got
you,
it.
dude.
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
And
How about we just start calling her Ness?
Yeah, you can do that.
How's that?
But yeah, the position I played at rugby at the time, well, it's funny because it's so there's you have your forwards and backs in rugby, and then the forwards are kind of like the powerhouses. They're the people who are going to be hitting people, the ball carriers. When I first started, they put me in as a lock. And usually in rugby, locks are going to be your tallest people, but it's a club team. So you're going to have
Right.
tons of people of different shapes and sizes
so
joining.
Ness,
And
Ness,
athletic ability.
how tall are you?
I am barely 5'6", and people who play lock are supposed to be close to 6 feet tall.
Damn. So I'm assuming a lot of the other players that you were going against were taller.
No.
No. Oh, okay.
Again, well, it's club rugby. Throughout the state of Minnesota, we have different divisions and everything like that. But yeah, you look at the person's body type and the power they have, if they're fast or not, and you really try to find a position that's going to fit for them too as well.
Right.
So because I swear to God, I'm pretty sure my coach at the time, she just looked at my legs and she's like, "You're a lock right now."
Jesus.
So
Is that
yeah,
the person that doesn't run a lot?
not so.
Because that's what
not
someone said to
a
me. They
whole
were
lot.
like, they took one look at me. They're like, Brooke, you'd be really good at rugby.
Brooke,
I'm like,
I
can't
said that
run.
to you.
Was it you?
You would be a prop. Props are just ball carriers. They're, dude.
Heck yeah.
You know what's terrifying when you watch.
Please join rugby. Please.
Can you imagine, you guys? I'd have to yell about it the whole time, though.
Dude.
I'd be the one running down the field like, get out of there. Because I can't do anything quiet.
Yeah, but yeah.
You would kill people. It would
If we
be
get
awesome.
200 followers, Brooke joins rugby.
Yes.
200
Yes.
followers, I will do a rugby match.
fucking
You can join the
please.
Twin Cities Amazons. I'll
Oh my
I'll
God! Just the
give
name.
it a word. Yes.
Just the name.
Heck yeah.
I like the
What
name.
do I have to do? Just
Honestly,
go.
so
Just show
when the
up.
girls sign up for rugby, so many of them do not have any experience at all. And I mean, this is like with any barbell sports, football, tennis. This is with any sport, period. Unless you go into it and start playing the game, you're not going to know what the hell is going on. It wasn't until I was thrown into my first game, I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck? You have
I
to
need to
throw the
hit
ball
that chick.
backwards?
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
what? There's a thing called offsides? What the
Right.
fuck is this? But no, so I started off as a lock, and then my senior year in college, what was it? My junior and senior year, they moved me to the flank, and that was the best position and the best decision.
So you literally
freaking-
clip people from the sides type shit?
Kinda.
Okay. All right.
Like, basically, my goal is I'm supposed to
Are you clearing the way for me to continue to move the ball?
I'm supposed to be like causing havoc on the
Oh,
field.
fuck yeah.
So flanks.
Yes.
So me and my friend.
So exciting.
This
Dude.
is
So Saturday,
So-
maybe we should play a game of rugby.
I'm joining rugby
Right.
now, so
Yeah. I
So
gotta pee.
in me and my Me and my friend Amy Cross. Amy
That's right.
was just.
I can hear that. Jeez.
Okay,
I couldn't
continue.
hear any. No, you're good. But yeah, me and Amy is a phenomenal rugby player. She played strong side as a flank, and I played weak side. Strong sides are going to be more kind of all over the field a bit more than the weak side flanks, but her position, basically she was going to be trying to whenever there's a scrum, whenever there's that fly half, she's trying to freaking get on that fly half as they have the ball, basically trying not to get offsides, but you're trying to be quick enough just to pretty much get to the next breakdown of a tackle, so you have to ruck, and basically it's all about recycling the ball and trying to keep the game going and getting possession.
Okay.
over the
Okay, it
ball.
took me a year and a half just to figure out how to hit depth in my squat. What you just said was like a meme where the little kid looks confused and there's math all floating up in the air.
So, okay, the best way to kind of describe rugby, it's like football, but it's nonstop.
Right.
Like forwards are like your offensive linemen. D line is going to be like your backs. The backs are going to be the smaller, quicker, faster people.
Not me.
Forwards, yep. So forwards are going to be like your O line. They're going to be the people who are going to be getting down and dirty, and they're going to be pushing the weight and everything too as well. And then the position as a flank was kind of a hybrid. So it was a mix in a way of Amy. The best way she described, she's like. I'm like, what's a flank? Because I was still so new to rugby. She's like, you're like a psychotic back. I was like, oh, this sounds great.
Yes, I'm all in for
Can I
that.
play
metal the whole time, please?
So basically, flanks, you're supposed to be able to hit people. You're supposed to be able to run. You have to have good ball skills and ball carrier skills too as well. So flanks, even on national teams, you see them. They're kind of, not saying I was the most athletic person on the team, but on national and like world teams, flanks are going to be one of the most athletic people that you have on your team because they pretty much can do it all.
But
for
also
you.
big enough to like deliver a blow as well, right?
I was going
push
to say to Brooke, nothing is more terrifying than a prop who can carry a ball and who can run.
Yeah.
You're fucked. You are really fucked. Again, you can look at one of my favorite teams I love is Ireland, and they have a prop named Keane Healy, and he is just like this stocky, loose head prop, and he will just take the ball and just freaking annihilate people.
Hell yeah.
Him and
It's
another.
really exciting, actually.
I
when you
know,
say it like
right?
that.
It's
really makes me want to do this.
It's so fun. I loved it. But again, since I kept getting injured, I just kind of put a hold on it. And one of my teammates actually on rugby at the time, I was telling her, I was like, CrossFit's cool, but I want to do more stuff with barbell. She's like, oh, well, I know someone who has a barbell gym. And I'm like, that's a fucking thing? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, and it was at downtown gym. And so I went in there and I signed up and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And so what happened is that kind of how everything went from there. I did my first meet in October. It was about, let's see here. I signed up in it was either early September. Early September I started. October, I did my first local meet. My first local meet qualified me for junior nationals. My second meet that I ever did then was at junior nationals in Colorado in 2014.
Holy shit, that's a fast track
It
right to the big
was-
show.
It went
So
from,
you started in September.
Yep.
And then when was Junior Nationals?
Junior nationals was at the end of January, first week of
So
February.
4
God,
months.
Yeah.
Yep. And so,
By the way, I can pick shit up, and I'm better than everybody.
Yeah, what the
No
hell?
shit.
yeah. And so, and this is weightlifting at the time. It wasn't like super. Okay.
It's way more popular now.
It's
for
so
sure.
fucking popular now, and I'm
Right. You were one of the first people, like, you
I'm a
did.
pioneer,
A
man.
trailblazer.
But, like, you were one of the first people to jump from CrossFit to weightlifting.
Yes.
Now it's super popular to jump from CrossFit to weightlifting.
Yes. And the thing is, so when I competed at junior nationals at the time, it's just crazy because I see some of these people now and I'm like, wow, you are on a world-class level, and I got to lift in the same weight class with you, or I got to meet you. But so my total, I forgot what the heck the total was at the time to qualify for it, but basically you didn't have all these flights all the way from A to G.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so insane.
Yeah.
I'm not going to rant about it, but I was in the B flight, but I was actually kind of on the lower scale of the B flight. There was either 10 or 12 girls in each flight. So there was A and B. And
Yeah,
that
so you
was
were top
it.
20 in the country at the time.
Yeah, so to speak. Yeah. So what happened is that I placed first in the B group, and because you had all those newbie gains and everything.
Heck yeah.
Yep,
Absolutely.
that's basically what
Jesus.
happened. I had this low total when I went in, but then
Right. So you were
from October until
Yeah.
January, it just went whoop.
Yep,
There it goes.
Yep. So everyone didn't they weren't expecting you
No.
to do super good because
No.
your qualifying total was a lot lower than what you were actually capable of
Yeah.
because you made huge gains.
Yeah.
So you just came in and fucking tore shit up. People were like, who the fuck is that?
Test that bitch. It's been 3 months.
Well, honestly, so I was telling Cole about this last time we were lifting. I asked him, I'm like, dude, how often did you get drug tested? And you're telling me with football and everything.
Yeah.
And then
NCAA, I got tested a couple times,
Yeah.
and then at every meet. But
yeah. But yeah, before I was done with my last clean and jerk, before my foot even stepped off the stage, I had someone come up from USADA come up to me and say, Vanessa Belmont, I need you to come into the back room with me. We need to get you tested. I'm like, okay,
All right.
cool. And it was because I took first in the group, and I was just
Yep.
like,
They do
oh, cool.
not fuck around.
No, they do not.
Not at nationals.
No.
Fuck no.
No, they don't. And so I came back clean.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Natty Gaines, what up?
Yes.
You're-
But yeah, and I didn't realize it though until I flew back home to Minnesota that my performance basically, what did I place? I placed 5th overall. Like it
Jesus.
At junior national.
at junior nationals, like because I performed so well in the B class, and again those newbie gains
Right.
that it knocked people out of the A group.
Damn. That's
I-
sick.
I was like,
That's so sick.
That is
holy
cool.
shit. And so from
And not
yeah.
even a year doing it.
Right.
No. And from
4
there,
months.
yeah.
Fuck.
And then from there, I was just like, dude, I'm like, this is my calling.
That's the secret. Rugby first.
Rugby.
Yeah.
Get that GPP, man.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Boom.
But from there, I was talking to my coach and I said, I really want to pursue this even further. Yeah, I was like, I'm going to be going to the freaking 2020 Olympics. Like,
Hell
this
yeah.
is my freaking goal.
Fuck yeah.
And I'm like, how can I grow more in this? And so I was kind of looking at other schools too and stuff like that. And so I came across Northern Michigan University up in the Upper Peninsula in Marquette, Michigan. And so what's unique there is that they actually have an Olympic training site there. My coach reached out to the head coach there at the time and was basically asking, he's like, can we get her on the team? What do you think?
Right. Can we
And
figure something out to get her out there to
yeah.
train? Yeah.
And he looked at the totals and everything that I did previously, and my coach kind of gave him a background of like, okay, this is what she's done so far, and this is how she's performing, and that he was like, yeah, no, let's bring her out here.
Damn.
So I got to go train at the Olympic training site for a year.
Wow.
Right?
So, yeah.
Holy shit.
It was the best experience, and it's definitely one of those things that's exposed me more even into lifting. And it wasn't just a weightlifting program that was up there. It was also the Greco-Roman style
Hell yeah.
wrestling that was there
My
too
boys.
as well.
Hell yeah.
And it's crazy because it was a co-ed dorm. We were all on the same floor. Like right across the hallway was a group of 2 guys that were just roomed together. And then on the other side of the floor was all the wrestlers. And so we were all just hanging out
That's
together.
awesome.
It was a good
that
time.
Sounds fun.
But yeah,
They could throw you around a little bit.
Jesus, dude.
That's what I thought about it. Well, keep talking. Sorry.
oh my God.
Moving on.
I wish I would have took a picture of her face. Right
Oh,
there.
I know. That was great. And
God,
her-
you're such a dirtbag.
yes, I am. I'm such an asshole. Sorry.
No, so I see. I'm learning more and more about you every time I fucking talk to you. So that's crazy. So then, what happens then? So you're out there for a whole year. Did you do competitions throughout that year that you were out there?
I actually did not.
Okay.
I was kind of waiting to hear from my coach, just kind of like like, yeah, I think you're ready to compete and let's do it this way.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. But but nothing ever happened. And then I'm not going to lie, like my mental health, I was up there by myself.
Yeah.
And my mental health kind of started going downhill from there. And
Mm-hmm.
I just knew, I'm like, I have to go home.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I just don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
Like, and that was kind of to the point, like, it felt like I was just getting so burnt out.
Well, and
And
when that's
Because
so,
it's all
Yeah.
you do and think about.
it was 5-6 times a week. Training sessions were sometimes 2.5 to 3.5 hours long.
yeah,
doing
and when you
that.
don't have anything else,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
Did you
to
have a job or
unplug
were you on stipends?
I had
or-
student loans.
Oh, wow.
And then I did have a part-time job too at the rec center as well.
But again, I mean, that's at the rec center too,
Yeah.
so you're not ever getting really away
Yeah.
from.
The only, literally, it was eat, sleep, shit, Olympic lifting.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's all it was. And you know what? I do not regret it a single moment.
Right.
That's something that I will forever remember, and something that I still even look back on every single day. Just kind of the fact that I had that opportunity
Yeah.
to go there
Right.
and do
Well, like,
that.
And I'm sure
That's-
your total just went through the roof, too.
Who knows? Well, it's interesting.
Even though you didn't compete, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know what? I was actually cutting at the time too as well. I was actually at the time for the weight class, it was a 75 plus. I actually was able, so when I went to school, I was at about like 185 pounds. By the time I was around like January, February, I actually cut down to 165.
Wow.
And amazingly, somehow I was able to still hold on to my strength. Like, it did not go down. It still was leveled out and good to
Jeez.
go.
Jeez.
Cut 20 pounds. That's
Yeah,
a
and
lot.
still maintain the strength.
Yeah,
That's
no,
huge.
it was a freaking
Especially when it comes to
miracle.
a snatch.
Yeah.
Having
Yeah.
all the balance points and the
Leverages
speed.
change.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just the feeling of the lift changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
you have less mass pulling on that mass.
Yeah.
and- yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But yeah, no, so I came back and I was so burnt out, but I was like, what? No, maybe I should give it a try. And so then I tried working with online with Colin Burns as well. I tried doing that for about a couple months, but
Hashtag juggernaut.
hashtag
Oh, no, he's not anymore.
he's not.
He's not anymore.
anymore.
Never mind. Especially since he dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That was scary to see.
Yeah. Ugh. Horrifying. But yeah, after that, I was just burnt out. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. Like, I actually like hung up my weightlifting shoes. I was like, I'm not going to Olympic lift anymore. I was like, I don't enjoy this. I didn't like how the people were in the sport. It's for some reason, and I'm going to, yes, Josh, exactly. No, I don't know what it
Nose
is.
in the air.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I'm not going to, like,
We're way better than everybody else.
I don't
It's
know
fucking
why.
right.
If
I
you
get that vibe from you fucking assholes quite
Yes.
a bit, actually. No, I'm just kidding.
It's so true, though.
But it really, I'm not going to lie.
We're
like,
athletes.
It's like the golf of fucking strength sports.
No,
or
it-
like it's
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's kind of like country club, like fucking we're better than you.
Yeah,
for
like,
it's-
sure.
freaking A.
It's-
and
yeah.
I mean, I just kind of get that vibe. I haven't
Especially-
had
No,
that
it really-
experience
Right.
with anybody,
Right.
but
We're in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean,
that's pretty much it.
That's what it
that-
is.
yeah.
That's what
That's
it comes
really-
down to.
yeah.
We're better than you because we're in the Olympics. Fuck you. That's how, when I was in martial arts, Taekwondo versus karate, fuck you.
Yeah.
right.
But yeah. So I just,
So just like some
Yeah.
of the experiences you had and everything just kind of turned you off from
it turned me off. I didn't want anything to do with it. I was
Yeah.
kind of sick of the politics too as well, because I mean, there's so many, well, I was at the time, I was dreaming. I'm like, dude, I really want to compete in the Olympics, but there's all these hoops you got to go through to get to that level. So you have an 18-month span to do 6 IWF meets or gold
Right.
sanctioned meets to
Yep.
qualify for this. And then also you got to get enough points racked and everything too as well. Because if you don't get enough points racked, guess what? There's not going to be enough spots on the team for you to even go on,
Yeah.
even if you are that good.
Yeah, America doesn't have a whole lot of spots when it comes to weightlifting.
No. This past, I believe it was the Pan Ams that they did. I mean, we did freaking phenomenal. Like the women's team, dude, holy shit. Everyone just shot through the roof. Like, I'm pretty sure every single woman that we had competing in the last Pan Ams actually placed a medal for the first time.
And
Like,
notoriously,
that's
like
huge.
the states aren't necessarily, especially on a world level, they're not very good compared to other countries.
No.
For
So
sure.
like in the past couple of years, we've really started gaining a lot of momentum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2016, we got the first medal.
Yeah,
in
we
the
medaled
Olympics
the
since
first
forever.
time.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. It was just, yeah.
And then also, didn't they take away weight classes? Didn't
They added, it's whenever there's a huge scandal, basically.
A steroid scandal. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but that's always every year.
It's
Basically since Icarus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good documentary.
Yeah.
I really like that.
But I mean, like, of course it's going to happen. Like, people are, and then also it's crazy because every year the testing gets more and more advanced.
Yeah.
So, like, there's people who took 5th place originally who now have a gold medal because the 4 people in front of them ended up retroactively testing hot.
It's getting to the point where it's not if you're going to get caught, it's when are you going to get caught.
Yeah. Right.
Because, I mean, they're pulling up drug tests from back in London too as well.
Yeah.
Which is
still for that
2012.
stuff. Yeah.
It's
So
insane.
Yeah, they keep it for a long
So
time.
basically, because of that, didn't the Olympics kind of want to punish the sport of weightlifting?
yeah,
The
so they wanted to
IOC.
take it away.
Right.
Yeah.
So they wanted to originally take it away, right? And then what they did now is they ended up taking weight classes.
Well, they changed all of the weight classes to
Yeah.
reset the world records.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's kind of
real-
like they're
that's-
cleansing.
Yeah, that's ultimately what they did. They said, you
Okay.
know what? Most of these world records were probably done on steroids. Let's clean it. Let's see what the human. And then the IOC was hoping that that would mean that everybody can just start over, no steroids, no nothing, because because now the old steroid records are gone. So
Yeah,
but
exactly.
here's
in the Olympics there
The
are
face just-
in the Olympics there are 7 weight classes, but then in like USAW there's 10.
10.
Yeah.
It's-
So some of the weight classes get combined to go into the Olympics, and it's interesting.
Well, and I mean, the difficult thing about the whole testing thing, right, is because the country itself is mostly responsible for testing its athletes.
Yes.
Well, it's USADA, right? But it's not like
WADA. Yeah.
WADA. Yeah.
Yes,
World
yeah,
Anti-Doping.
WADA. But it's not like there's gonna be Russians over here testing the U.S. athletes. Like it's just it's
Unless the Olympics is held here.
exactly. But I'm saying like out of season,
Correct.
like
Yeah,
year
yeah.
round. So when U.S. has always been really, really good at keeping their athletes clean.
Yeah.
But other countries
Keeping
not
their
so
tests
much.
clean.
Yes. But I mean, for the most part, the U.S. is pretty strict on their drug testing. When you look at other countries, when they want their people to succeed a little bit more, then it's just like, well, we'll
The
let this
Icarus
slide.
documentary.
Yeah, really kind of uncovered a lot of that. But I mean, that's it's just a flawed thing in
Right.
itself. Is like you have to keep your own people in check, but also we want our people to do good, so we might let shit slide, and maybe they didn't.
And it
test
comes
them.
down to greed too. There, in some countries, you bring home a gold medal and you're getting paid a ton of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
You know,
sure. For
China
sure.
gives a ton of money.
In some countries, they offer government jobs
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you place.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, shit, I love
In
that.
America, you get a stipend.
Yeah.
You know, let's say you're the best lifter in your weight class, you get whatever, 40 grand a year or whatever they're paying you. In China, they're giving you 400 grand, you know,
Yeah.
and you are seen as a king, and you get billboards and you get all sorts of shit.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
It's a different world.
for sure. But so continue on. You hung up your shoes.
Yep. So I hung it up, but I still wanted to lift. And so I was talking to Braun. Braun has never competed, but he is such a knowledgeable person. He's the one who actually showed me stuff with Dave Tate and Elite FTS.
Yeah.
I love their website. I love their equipment and everything. And it's just a huge, awesome source for information on everything.
They do a good job. Yeah, they do a really good job.
Yes. And so he's like, well, why don't you just try powerlifting? And me being the stuck up nosy weightlifter at the time, I was like, fucking powerlifting?
Right.
What the fuck is
You mean
this shit?
my accessory lift?
My accessory lifts, basically, yeah.
That's fucking right.
But
You guys
yeah.
are fucking assholes.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so I started doing stuff with powerlifting a little bit. I didn't take it, well, I wouldn't say I didn't take it seriously, but I just was, I'm like, all right, I need to do a meet, but when am I going to do a meet? I don't know. And so I just always kept going back and forth on what I was going to do. And so I did that all through the rest of college. And then when I graduated, I still was doing powerlifting. And then I actually was like, you know what? I'm going to try Olympic lifting again. And I'm going to do it, and I'm going to have freaking fun with it.
Right.
And I
Now
did.
that you
Yep.
know years have gone by, you have a different kind of mindset towards everything. So
Yeah.
then you're like, let's revisit this. I just
Right.
you know, maybe you kind of missed it a little bit.
Yep,
Maybe.
yep.
Powerlifting was super boring.
It's pretty addictive.
It was like a 2-year break until I started
Yeah.
Olympic lifting again, but it was like a month, and then I was just like, dude, we're back at it again. Like, it was just like perfect.
Yeah.
And so, and it was just crazy. And again, it kind of talking with that GPP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the fact that I was still doing barbell movements and everything too as well, my totals actually went up
Right.
because of that. I
yeah,
mean,
your general strength was just astronomical.
it just went through, and I was just like, shit, I've never hit these numbers before. This is freaking amazing. But then I did my weightlifting meet, and Nick Strain was my coach at the time. Shout out to Nick if you
Shout
haven't
out
listened to it.
Nick. Yep.
Yep. And then I said to him, I'm like, you know what? I want to move on to the next thing. I want to do strongman. And that was when I realized I was like, you know what? I don't want to be just identified as an Olympic lifter. I don't want to be identified as a power lifter.
Right.
I don't want to be a power athlete.
Hell yeah.
And I want to do it all. I want to be, what I say, well marbled.
Yes.
well marbled.
Well marbled.
Like a nice ribeye steak.
Yes.
Jack of all trades.
Yep.
Yeah, for real.
Exactly.
And strongman competitions, that's what it is.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's CrossFit for
For
The
real.
original
Yeah.
functional fitness.
Absolutely.
For
Yeah. I've never
strong
thought
men
about
and
that
women.
before, but it absolutely
I
is.
Yeah.
love it. When I started, me and my friend Patrick Diskel, he's a strongman in the city. So Patrick, if you listen to this, what's up, man? Hope you're doing awesome. He kind of was showing me the ropes with everything too. He was the one who actually helped me learn how to use Atlas stones for the first time.
right.
That I don't know how to even describe it, but that I don't know what
The amount of excitement your body goes through to pick one up.
this is gonna sound stupid, but it was so primal, but it felt so
Yeah,
right
just
too
fucking
as well.
pick up this fucking rock.
Right.
Like that's it.
But it requires so much of your body to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Right. And what's crazy is not only does your body get stronger, but even your skin.
Oh,
gets
yeah.
Oh
stronger.
yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Just rips your forearms up and
Yeah, I tried tacky on my
oh,
forearms.
that
for the first
stickum shit.
We
yeah.
had to use freaking A. What did we use to get it off? I think it was like WD-40.
Yeah,
actually. We had to
or
get it off.
almost lacquer thinner.
And so
It's
here's
great for your skin.
so here's Patrick. So we were using these Atlas stones, tried it out, and then we're like, okay, now we're just covered in tacky. And
Right.
so we both go into this small little bathroom, and Patrick is just a huge guy too as well, and we're just like in the sink, and we're just trying to
Yeah,
get the
get the
tacky
shit
off our
off.
a
forearms
scrub
here.
brush isn't going to do shit.
No.
It wasn't.
You need to take a layer of skin off.
Yes, basically. And like after that, I mean, everything was just like
Raw.
raw. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like,
This
fuck,
is
I can't
fucking
wait to do
awesome,
this again.
yeah.
And for a week, you
Yes.
looked at your arms and you were like, that's fucking right.
That's
Yep.
right.
I picked that
bitches.
200-pound stone up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, after my weightlifting meet, I said to Nick, I'm like, dude, let's do a strongman competition. He's like, dude, let's freaking do it.
Right.
And so I started training for that, and then I actually injured my back doing that. I wasn't able to lift anything, do any sort of barbell movements or anything like that almost for like a whole year. It was actually
What caused the injury? Do you know? Was it just overuse? Was it?
It was practicing. I'm pretty sure it was practicing with Atlas stones. Again, I was so new to it. I didn't know anything going in with it. So looking back at that, I was like, fuck. Like,
I can imagine
Yeah.
that doing that, like your bracing and breathing has to be so on point because, I mean, in order to do an Atlas stone like lift, you put your body in some precarious
You have to be a
positions.
rounded back.
Right.
you know?
Right.
yep.
You
yep.
have to put the thing between your legs and
Well, and
the
then
way you
even
hook
when you
over it.
yeah,
and,
go over the top,
Yep.
and then you're
Yeah.
going in.
I mean, it's a triple. The cool thing,
triple extension, yeah.
that triple extension is probably what did it.
Yeah.
You know, going hips first instead of knees first, or you know, anything like that. The cool thing with strongman competitions or exercises is a lot of the exercises require less skill but more will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
all I need you to do is pick these fucking handles up
Yeah.
and start walking.
Exactly.
I mean, there's not a lot of skill into doing that, but it's just all in your head.
right.
There is, so getting injured was the worst, best thing that's ever happened to me. It made me look not just at everything I was doing wrong with strongman, but everything I was doing else wrong with powerlifting and Olympic lifting. And reality is, I'm like, I need to fucking take care of myself.
Right.
Because if I don't, I'm not going to be able to do this for this long.
Yeah. Seriously.
And so Bracing was a huge thing that I had to work on, but again, it was suck it up, buttercup. You did this to yourself, so you're gonna go through it.
Sometimes injuries literally make us better athletes, because it's just like, if everything is always going good, then you kind of let the smaller shit slide, and then eventually that can catch up to you. So sometimes when that does catch up to you, kind of fucking
and you
puts
never
you in
want to
check.
go through it again.
It puts you in check, and then you're like, okay, well, I better start doing this shit right. If I truly love this shit and want to keep doing it, I got to take care of myself and do all the like not fun stuff just to make sure that I'm okay.
Yeah. And that's pretty much my mind. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to like it, but you know what? I got to do it.
Yeah.
Well, the ultimate, hey, you're doing something wrong, is you get hurt.
Pain response.
Exactly. All of a sudden you jack up a wrist. Well, what can I do to fix that?
You're not just hurting to hurt. Like a pain is a ping telling you like, hey, something's not fucking right here. You
exactly.
know? That's why for me, like, I don't really take any like painkiller or like Advil. I'm like, if I'm hurting, I'm hurting for a reason.
Yeah.
I need to feel this pain so it fucking makes sure that I fix it.
Yeah.
Because if I just numb it and go through, keep doing what I'm doing, it's only going to get worse. And also, if you're numbing it and you're not feeling it and something happens again because you're doing something that would have normally hurt and now it doesn't, then you're just going to push it further and mess yourself up more. But yeah, and I also, like, going back, like, I feel like strongman would be like the perfect sport for you because you kind of felt burnt out of weightlifting.
And with your profession.
Yeah, no, seriously. But like, because strongman, it's almost like CrossFit, right? Because there's so many different aspects of it, but it brings in that fucking just strength and grunt and freaking just getting after it.
Yeah. And I mean, kind of back to what you're saying, like with stuff with strongman, with the skill stuff and stuff like that, honestly, it is a skill that, I mean, it's just like,
for sure.
It's not, I mean, people who do strongman, I mean, you're going to have that freaking stupid strength too, but I mean, you don't have to have that in order to start using it. It is a technique sport. And when we talk about stuff with the Highland games too, that is more technical than more brute strength with that. But I mean, like, a really good example with technique wise, I follow her on Instagram, World's Strongest Woman, Leifa Ingles. I'm horrible. I butcher her name every single time, but she's actually a middleweight. But if you watch her technique with Atlas stones, it's phenomenal.
So I mean, it just comes down to being more efficient.
You just
So and even if someone is like has more fucking just brute strength, like you can beat them if you can apply your strength more effectively to whatever you're doing. Other than just trying to grunt it out and get through it.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who's listening to this, if you're going through some back problems or anything like that, I highly freaking recommend reading and looking with Stuart McGill, Back Fit Pro, and his rehab work that he's done with Brian Carroll. You want to see a fucked up back, look at Brian Carroll's back and the rehab he did, and then he went to go compete at Worlds in Powerlifting again. Like, that, when I was going through rehab and I read the book and I looked over everything, I was like, this is like my hope right here. It was like, because it was so hard to find someone who freaking gets it.
Well, because everyone's like, well, just stop doing it.
Stop doing it. No, when I was going through fucking rehab, oh God, it pissed me off so much. I cannot
even. Oh, well, you just won't be able to do it anymore.
Right.
Like, no, that's not a fucking
Squatting
option.
hurts, stop squatting.
No. Yeah. And I was working with these physical therapists too, and they're like, yeah, these people don't know what they're doing with CrossFit. I don't know why they do this to their bodies. I'm like, you don't even know.
You don't understand.
I'm like, you don't even know the fucking lifting mechanics, bro.
Yeah.
Like, hey, brah, get at me. So,
can I just vent for a
shout
second?
out, first of all, to Jacob Harden. Thank God we had him on.
Yeah.
And there are some.
Right. There are some people out there that realize where you're at and know that that's not an option. So they're going to help you get to where you want to go.
Exactly.
But
bless your souls.
There was, at my previous, one of my previous jobs, it was this place that had a physical therapy department in it too. And they would sometimes come into the gym and do some like exercises in the gym. And like, these people go to school for 6, 7, 8 years and they still like it's literally physical therapy, right? And they still don't know how to tell someone to squat correctly.
Oh God, yeah.
Well, remember, only really certified to take broken people and bring them back to baseline.
Right.
Not to necessarily take them from baseline and move them on.
But what this person was doing was looking at this person's squat to see what they needed to work on. And they were like, this person had a relatively long legs and a short torso, right?
Yeah.
So their squat, they're going to have more of a torso forward angle.
Exactly, yeah.
And this physical therapist kept telling them, like, okay, well, you need to keep your back very upright, and you need,
and your knees can't go forward,
and your
like
knees
that.
can't go forward. And this guy's trying to squat, and his heels are coming up,
my
and she's like, you
God.
got to keep your heels down. He's like, I can't fucking do this.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
he's like,
My knees have to go forward.
He'd go down like halfway, and then because obviously either his knees have to go really far forward, and he needs like a raised heel, or he needs to incorporate some torso angles so that he can
Exactly.
get his hips back far enough. She's like, no, you're doing that wrong.
You
have
need to squat like you're up against a wall.
I wanted to slam my head into the wall and just be like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Again, they're only certified to get you from broken to baseline.
Yeah, it's
that's
so
it.
frustrating.
The general population,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did to me. They were going over like deadlift mechanics and squat mechanics, and I'm like, fuck off.
Right. That shit is not going to work.
What's that meme from 30 Rock where the guy's at Home Depot, he's like, I know more than you.
That's so true. Especially when you are a junior national competitor in weightlifting and you're obviously a strong person, you know some basics.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's fucking done the shit. They
Exactly.
haven't done fucking anything.
Exactly.
And
And
I
you know
didn't-
basics about your body too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything about like my background or anything like that as I was going through the rehab. I was just like, I'm like, these people aren't going to get it
Right.
regardless.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. But then when I was done with rehab, though, I actually went back to my main, and it was my chiropractor. And I know chiropractors are a hit or a miss, but I went back to see my guy out of Williams Integra Care. And freaking A, he is just the best person ever. Dr. Granroth in Sartell. Like, he told me, well, he gets it. He's one of the few people that gets it. And he says, Vanessa, he's like, this is your back. We may not be able to reverse like how it looks right now, but we can fix and manage the pain though,
Right.
and we can know what the triggers are going to be
Right.
for what's going to happen. So we went over everything, started doing rehab with him, and then I started doing stuff following the exercises with Stuart McGill, and then I was on my way back to squatting and doing everything again. And then that's when I reached out to you, Cole,
Yep.
and I said, listen here, bro. I
like, I
want
wanna
to
get
power
strong,
lift.
dude.
Let's lift some shit.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to get stronger than you in 4 months.
Can I fucking say that she... So keep in mind, like, I didn't know all... Like, I knew some of this stuff about her past, but I didn't know, like, that she literally was going to junior nationals in
Right.
fucking 4 months worth of training and all this shit. So now it makes a lot of sense. But so...
Top 5 in the country. Yeah. All right.
So when we first started, again, she was kind of coming back from her injury. She hasn't really done any barbell movements in a while. So she come in the gym and train with us every once in a while. Her technique is almost flawless, like very, very good.
Thank you.
So she'd like come up, she's like she'd do a set of squats, and like I'd watch her, and she's like, "Well, how did that look?" And I'm like, fucking perfect." So
were you high barring or low bar?
I actually low bar.
Okay.
I used to high bar, but just because the longevity of my back and everything like that, I just really try not to high bar as much.
it's easier to keep kind of a neutral spine, especially like through grinding and stuff. I think sometimes
I
with
used
low bar.
to with deadlifts too as well. I used to pull conventional, switched over
Traditional?
to sumo. Yeah.
No, it's conventional.
I know.
Traditional,
Come on.
conventional. But yeah, I'm just not at that point where I feel comfortable enough to go back to it. I'm still building up the strength for that, and I think probably maybe in a year or so I'll start doing more accessory work with high bar, maybe. But as of right now, though, I'll just low bar everything still, and I'll still just do sumo pulls.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, so like and that was with what, like 185, 225, and I'm like, it's super easy, but again, she's rehabbing from an injury, right?
yeah.
And then like our schedules got busy, and like I didn't see her in person for a while, and she didn't send me any videos or anything. And then all of a sudden, like she sends me this fucking squat video like out of nowhere, like probably 3 weeks after I had seen her squat in person. And she's like, "Hey, how's my depth on this?" That was the only thing she said. And it's her fucking squatting 365 ass to grass, like at an RPE 8, and I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Right.
Like, holy shit.
I decided to be strong today.
Yeah, I'm like, well,
just
it's
today.
been 3 weeks.
Right.
Vanessa, chill the fuck out.
Right. You just
She's
put
like, it felt-
50% more
yeah,
on. What the
I'm
fuck?
like, holy shit, you're a mutant.
Right, yeah.
It was incredible. So that just goes to show, like, her fucking strength,
Right.
stress, or threshold. She's strong as fuck.
Right.
Like, her baseline is fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then unfortunately, you kind of had a flare up of your back again, which
Yep. So I
Because you tried what, 650? The fuck happened?
Pretty much.
Right, 3 weeks later. How's 650 looking?
well, what happened is so the week after I did 365, I did 375.
yeah, fucking Christ.
And then my lower back was just feeling a little bit sore, and luckily it was just I strained my spinal erector in my lower back area, and so I just took some time off. But we weren't entirely sure if it was like, oh,
Right.
Vanessa, did you?
Fuck yourself up again. Yeah.
Stupid
so.
games win stupid prizes. So
That's a good way to put it, too.
It-
Yeah, let's put
honest-
200 pounds more
Yeah.
on the bar.
Within
I
3
mean,
weeks.
it
Yeah.
felt really good. So I was like,
No,
you
and
know-
everything looked
yeah.
good too, because like I wasn't like,
Right.
hey, let's fucking
And,
chill,
you
because
know-
everything looked very solid.
And
so
you know, you don't know, and like that's the thing with like strength sports. Period. I mean, you're on that edge right there. And
you're
so,
really, really good until you're not.
Yep, basically.
Yeah. So no, so and then unfortunately that was just a little bit too close to the meet, so,
So
you
I
had to
pulled
pull out
out
from
of
this
the meet.
She was
So-
gonna do this meet this
Yeah.
weekend with me,
Yeah.
which was gonna be.
I was
super
going to
fun.
handle her meat.
Yeah.
It's going to meat
damn it,
handle.
dude.
You know,
Fucking
I'm actually kind of
That's
really.
only funny, Josh, when it's a dude's. When it's a chick, it just doesn't sound as right.
I'm sure she's got some meat somewhere, right?
That's
Dude,
not what I
can you
meant.
stop
God,
being a creep?
No. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean she doesn't have meat. I'm like, it's just grosser when you. God bless. Beef curtains. I'm out.
Front butt. Front meat. Front meat. Front meat.
Kick her in the front meat. Let's fucking go.
Full circle, bitches.
Oh
We
my
tie these
goodness.
podcasts together.
We have a
Oh,
checklist.
God. But yeah,
So, for one, that gets me so fucking fired up because, like I said to you in person, is like you're you have so much potential yet that has gone relatively. I mean, it's gone unrealized,
Untapped,
because,
yeah.
So, and that was just like a peek into it. I'm like, fuck. Like, what's, and then now again, she's hopping fucking sport to sport.
power athlete.
So,
power
what are you
athlete.
doing next?
Yeah, it's exactly.
Fucking wearing
You know
a
what?
kilt is what you're doing
I
next.
should have Brooke play Scotland the Brave right now.
Yes,
fucking find that shit. Oh my goodness.
because.
But have you talked about what you do for a job?
No, we haven't. Yeah.
Oh,
And this is
yeah.
why, in my opinion, you should be a strongman competitor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
100
it's
and not
super
telling you what to do
applicable.
for
Very,
sure.
very
like
applicable to her.
powerlifting, okay, but strongman for what you do,
Mm-hmm.
that's probably your competitive sport.
Yeah.
So my full-time job, I work as a coordinator for a nonprofit, and then my part-time job, I am a firefighter.
Hell
actually, as
yeah.
well. So
And she's not just pulling cats out of trees. all
No.
right?
no.
She's fucking
I
diving
love
into
cats
buildings.
though more than dogs. I'm that person.
Okay.
But
That's
We
why
can't be
she also,
friends.
you know what? She also plays Diablo. She likes cats. She likes metal. Fuck yeah. Fuck you. Okay, Cole?
But yeah, no, fire. So I started back, what was it? In 2017, I joined the department. Oh my gosh, is it playing?
She's looking
Oh,
for it.
no.
Yeah.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just the bagpipes.
So why is
do you
the song? Why is the song playing, Vanessa?
Right.
Because I will be competing in the Highland Games in
Holy
July.
shit!
Fucking crazy. Throwing fucking telephone poles and
Wow, this July or next July?
This
This
July.
July.
Oh, balls.
6 weeks.
So yes,
But keep talking about being a firefighter.
so yeah, being a firefighter, I joined the department in 2017. It took a year to get everything done. So I have my firefighter 1, firefighter 2. I have my hazmat operations as well, and then I'm
Damn.
also EMR certified, so emergency medical responder.
Wow.
There's not a lot of women in the service, I'm not gonna lie. It's only me and one other woman on the department. Other than that, it's a sausage fest. Honestly.
All that
Are they
meat.
taking applicants?
Just checking. All that meat.
Yeah. And it's part-time. It's not full-time. So how it works compared to full-time firefighters, full-time firefighters are on rotation. So they actually have bunkers in their halls and everything, and they'll be there for 1 to 2 days in a row, I believe. Part-time on call. 24/7, 365, whenever the pager goes off at 2 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, anything like that, we want you to be there. And each department has a certain percentage of how many calls you have to make per year. My department, I have to make a minimum of at least 30% of it. And so I just try to make the calls as much as possible, just because that's how you get experience. I mean, in firefighter school, they'll show you everything, but until you're actually on the scene and
It's not the
dealing with
same.
everything,
Yeah.
Fully geared up and
yeah. But yeah, he was just my friend Marcus, he's a full-time firefighter for St. Cloud. He's the one who told me, he's like, you should apply. And I was like, you know what? It just feels right. So I'm going to actually apply. And then I actually got on and I was like, holy
That's
shit.
really cool.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah. And it's really
Seriously.
funny too, because my neighbor on my left-hand side is my assistant chief on the department. And then my neighbor on the right-hand side is the fire
Really?
marshal
Wow.
as well. So I'm surrounded by a lot of bronze
So they
here.
know if you
Yeah.
skip your call too.
Yes,
They're
they
they're
do.
looking, bitch, you coming?
Basically. Pretty much. But yeah, the strongman with firefighting, I mean, that's a huge thing.
Right.
A lot of people on the department are not in the best of shape.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely can say that.
And on any given day, you could be running hoses,
Yep.
pushing down doors, opening shit, carrying people in and out.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I mean, upstairs, downstairs, there's no elevator,
No.
No.
No, there's not.
you know?
But yeah, I take firefighting health pretty seriously. There's a lot of precautions we have to take. One of the biggest things too as well that we talk about, it was the first night of Firefighter 1, the first class we had. Our instructor came in, he was talking to us about how we are going to be at a much higher risk of getting cancer too. We have like a 60% more chance
I
of
bet all the
getting
All that
carcinogens
smoke
and
and-
everything.
If there's
Yep.
asbestos being burned or
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, me and my buddies, we all just kind of looked at each other. We're like, yeah, we're still doing this.
Right.
Like, we're going to do it. But then another thing they talk about as well is that the number one killer for firefighters too is heart attacks or heart problems, cardiac arrest too as well. One of the things they
Is
actually
that from being sedentary or?
a whole bunch of other things. It's that, but then also too, they actually attached a heart rate monitor on firefighters. So whenever the pager goes off in the middle of the night, their heart rates, it's about like 80 something beats per minute. And then all of a
Right.
sudden when that pager goes off, it jumps to 130 something in like less than 10
Right.
seconds. And
And it
it's-
stays up there, I'm sure, for hours.
it's crazy because
Yeah.
you know what? When it goes off, I can feel it too. Like I can feel like my heart in my chest just
Right.
like thudding.
Right. I got to get shit done. I got to
Yeah.
get in. Yeah. I
Or
gotta
like especially like
get to the
it gets
hall and-
yep, and you have
Well, it's fight or flight. It throws you into fight or flight,
Yeah.
basically.
No,
and it's
it
basically,
is.
do
Yeah.
I have to jump into a burning building and save somebody
Right,
today? Or
right.
what do I got to do?
it's crazy. Like I don't know. I'm just so fortunate with my training and everything too. As well, like what happened actually about 2.5 months ago. So my mom has heart problems as
Yep.
well, and with the EMR certification that I have and the training that I went through. So in the middle of the night, my dad, he doesn't come up to talk to me about anything, but he comes up to me and he says, Vanessa, I need your help. I said, what? He's like, Mom's having trouble breathing.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
like, it was just crazy. Like, I didn't even think about my mom as my mom at the time. My mom was that right there. That's a patient and that's a victim right
Right,
there. Like
right.
it was just crazy. Like what happened, like I totally zoned out and I was just like going through my checklist of training as I'm talking to her and I'm talking to my dad and I'm asking all my mom these questions and everything. And it was just like, after it all happened, that was when I broke down though. I was like, holy
That's
fucking
crazy though,
shit.
because like the fact that you were able to maintain your composure
Yeah.
Your
and go
objectivity.
through
Yeah.
your training and everything that you knew what to do before you let the emotions get to you, like that
It
is a
was-
true sign
That's
of a
a
professional.
heart attack waiting
right there.
too.
Yeah.
Well,
know?
that's just that's the fact that you were able to kind of compartmentalize.
Right.
Yeah.
And kind
It's
of
your
just
fucking mom.
assess the
Yeah.
situation and,
And it
make
was-
sure everything's okay. And then,
yeah,
like, that's incredible.
it was crazy because when
that shows that you're doing the right thing.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That
for
you're
sure.
if you're able to be composed and
And enjoy it.
yeah,
It's not
Yeah.
like after that you quit,
no,
right.
you know?
I love the guys. I love the guys on the department. The camaraderie it's awesome. Everybody's like a brother. Everyone's like a dad to me.
You're literally risking your lives together.
Yeah.
I mean, what's more
Yeah.
bonding?
Yeah.
We go to great risk
absolutely.
to save lives and property.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, it was crazy though when it happened though. Like when I was in the bedroom with my mom, and it was just crazy just because it was like almost like a casual thought. It was like, okay, I might have to do chest compressions on my mom, and I don't know if it's gonna work or not.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Like I
insane.
don't. It was crazy, but then the ambulance came and everything as well. And it wasn't until they were driving to the hospital with my mom and I was in the car behind them that I was just like, holy fuck. Like that was when it just kind of hit me. And I was like, what the fuck just happened here? Like I didn't even realize it. And I was telling my brother-in-law about it. And he's like, no, Vanessa, you did good. Like it was just because, I mean, it's my mom.
Right.
And
But had you not
Yeah.
had that training, who knows what would have
Yeah.
happened in that situation?
Exactly.
So it even keeps your family safer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I encourage everybody to get CPR certified,
Yes.
AED, and first aid. I teach that too as well.
Got my
but-
cert.
There it is. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, to be a trainer, you have to.
Yeah. No, exactly. So, and I mean,
Nothing's more scary, by the way, when a guy is hooked up to the AED and it jolts him. It
Oh,
does
yeah.
not look like it does on
No.
TV.
They-
Holy shit.
they have these things now too called the Lucas device in ambulances. And basically, it looks like a toilet plunger that you put on your chest and it does
For compressions.
It does the compressions for you. And I'm so pissed
That's
I didn't
awesome.
come up with this idea.
Right.
Because these sell for so much money. And I'm like, it's literally
yeah.
a toilet plunger on
Exactly.
someone's chest.
It just with hydraulics, probably.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
But then you're probably less likely to crack their sternum too badly.
Yep, and that's the thing
And
too.
you get tired as a human. You know, just after, let's say, 10 minutes of chest compressions, you got to be exhausted.
Yes,
Dude, I did my training a couple months ago, and like shit, even after like fucking 2 minutes of doing
Oh,
it,
gosh. Yeah.
your triceps start blowing up. Like
Right.
I was catching a sick pump during my training.
Jesus Christ. Click.
Has anyone ever here watched The Office?
Oh,
Oh my god.
I watched that episode 2 days ago, and in my mind, I'm like, this is the best fucking episode of The Office there ever
Dude,
has been.
it really is. Honest, you know what? So
Have you ever harvested any organs?
I had an employee ask me the other day. They said, "Okay, who in your group of friends is Dwight?" And I'm like, "Fuck, it's either me or Ben."
I was
honestly.
gonna say, yeah, you were Ben for
It's
sure.
me and Ben. I mean, for crying out loud, I have swords in the back of my car. So
I'm so
Yeah,
proud
so-
of you.
okay.
I am so proud of you.
We're leaving the gym. This
Yeah.
was like
I've got a few katanas and shit.
2
too,
weeks
you might
ago,
need to see.
Friday, I think.
Yeah.
We're leaving the gym, and Ben, Vanessa, and I were gonna come over here to hang out with Brooke as
Right.
she finished up her when
My
she was
real
on
job.
Air. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those two are like out in the parking lot. They're like have her trunk popped, and I'm like, I was like putting my shit in the truck and everything, getting ready to go. And I look over, and Ben has this giant sword strapped to his arm,
Oh, fuck
like
yeah.
this assassin's blade that like goes out probably 2.5 feet.
Right.
And there's a handle on it, and you put a strap around your arm. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, I've got nunchucks and shit in my car.
Well,
yes.
Fuck yeah.
but she's got
We're
dual
ready.
assassin blades just
Fuck
in her
yeah.
trunk. So do not.
Sharpened, I'm sure.
Oh, dude, fucking razor sharp.
Right.
Dude.
Don't fuck with Vanessa.
They're dull. They are dull.
Oh, they're just props.
Well, okay, so it's actually one of the guys on the fire department. So we carry in our bunker gear different types of tools we need. I have webbing. I have I have pliers. I have medical scissors. I have a windshield breaker and seatbelt cutter in mine and stuff like that. And then I also carry some other knives and stuff as well. But and I have a nice knife. It's a Kershaw knife.
Nice.
And so Nick will send me random videos, and he's a 40-year-old guy, and he has the sickest fire department mustache. He has like that huge handlebar
that porn
mustache.
stash one.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
it fits him so well.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks
looking broke right
Dude,
now.
and sometimes we call him Nick Schwartz,
Oh,
or
jeez.
we call him Sheamus because he kind of looks like Sheamus
Hell
from
yeah.
WWE
Yep.
because he's kind of a redhead
Is he
as
a
well.
ginger too?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You know, Braun's a redhead too as well.
You're surrounded.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded.
Yeah.
Gingers are beautiful people.
Thank
They are.
Debatable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But no, so it was for Christmas. He's like, Merry Christmas, Vanessa. And I was like, is this a weapon? He's like, oh, I don't know. Isn't? And I was like, you fucking did it. And I open it and I'm like, oh my God, it's my swords. I was so stoked.
Dude, it's like Assassin's Creed shit.
It
absolutely
was
is.
All it needs is
100%.
the fucking spring.
Yeah.
You know, like where it sits up her arm.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
But yeah, he got me those,
That's
and they're
awesome.
just in my trunk. And you know what? You never know if you're gonna need them or not.
Never know.
You
You
don't.
never know. You always want to be prepared.
My
Yes.
nunchucks are graphite too. They fucking hurt if I hit you with them bitches.
Jesus, dude.
They are real weapons.
You guys are fucking nerds. Holy shit.
Speaking
Yeah.
of nerds, real quick. So back to Diablo.
Oh
What,
fuck yeah.
what class do you play?
So I only think
I'm
of
gonna
the
go
classes
piss
as
while
like
you guys fucking nerd out.
I'm sorry, I
I
have
only
to
think
ask.
of the classes from D2.
Okay.
So Amazon. I can't.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called in D3.
Berserker. I am a
Oh
berserker.
yeah, with two fucking weapons. There you fucking go. You
I
know what?
literally.
No offense here. I love it. You are built like a berserker.
Dude.
Fuck yeah.
I legit.
You grabbed a fucking two-handed sword by one
I was gonna say
hand.
I
I'm ready
can
to go.
whirlwind.
Fuck yeah.
Whirlwind.
Just start spinning. Either that or a paladin throw hammers in the air.
Yes, I legit am. So Braun and I, we kind of want to go to BlizzCon.
Oh, yeah?
Because not only do I play Diablo, I am a huge Overwatch
Oh, okay.
fan
I
as
thought you were
well.
gonna say World of Warcraft. I'm like,
Braun
alright.
is a huge World
Yeah.
of Warcraft fan. He's like, at the time when he was in high school, he was like highly ranked in
Yeah.
it. It was so crazy. But he's the one who got me into PC gaming,
Mm-hmm.
and so I started doing that, and then Overwatch is still by far my favorite. Don't at me, people. Okay, I'm a Mercy main as well.
Jesus.
So I play the support characters, but I love it. I really enjoy it. And sometimes when I have a really bad day at work, I'm like, sometimes I just really need to shoot something. And so
Oh,
I'll just
for
go on my
sure.
PC.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, I'm going to either play as support or I might do DPS. Who
Right.
knows? So
Nothing
yeah.
sucks you out of your life more
Yeah.
than all of a sudden you just fall into this world.
It's great.
Yeah,
I
that's-
love it.
Yeah, it's good therapy. So, I mean, I use weightlifting as my therapy too, but sometimes I just need to give everything just life just to check out for a second.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure.
And I mean, when you're playing with these odd characters, goblin looking,
Yes.
necromancer, skeleton
he plays.
shit.
Yep, he plays as a necromancer.
Yeah, for sure.
Ron does.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But nothing pulls you out because then you can virtually be whatever the fuck you want.
Yes.
But anyway, there's this character. I'm looking at you, Cole. It's called the Berserker. She is the epitome.
Of course.
I'm
Of
a
course she's a
berserker.
berserker.
Just want you to know that
Fuck.
while Cole went pee and Yuzu started talking about that, it was so invigorating for me that I started to read textbooks on my phone.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I'm sorry.
I'm so glad. So to all you nerds out there, hey Banks, if you're listening, D3 party. We're
Stop
fucking
it.
doing
Banks already has a boner just listening to half of this.
Yeah, fine.
He gets
That's
all
totally
into
fine.
this stuff,
Do you want
man.
to see my
Binks
sword?
is into PUBG, so like
Yeah,
kind of.
he's really- He's kind of new
Yeah.
age, dude.
If
He's
you
a
want to
pop-
see my bow
popular guy.
staffs, I'll show you my bow staffs. My big long poles.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
I have I have everything.
You've been going
But anyway, Highland Games
Yeah.
is
Yes.
really where we're going.
Yeah.
Literally
Miss
the Tina
Berserker.
of Bob's Burgers over here right now.
Yeah.
Dude, Tino's great.
So let's talk about the Highland Games. So for those of you who don't know, it's I guess I would say traditional Scottish culture. kind
Yeah,
of,
Yeah.
right?
it
Yeah.
really is.
So there's basically
There's something called the caper toss.
The
so
caber
there's
toss,
a bunch
yep.
of these. There's a bunch of different events, and basically you're throwing heavy implements,
Weird shit.
weird stuff.
Weird. Like a caper is basically a telephone pole.
Yep.
Yeah, there's like weighted throw. There's a
Yeah.
heavy weighted throw.
There's a hammer throw.
There's basically a shot put, but
Yep.
instead of it's a rock,
Right.
a giant
Yeah.
rock.
You literally
that
are
throw.
throwing a kettlebell as high as you can.
Yeah,
Right.
And then there's
Basically.
what's the one called where it's like the hay bag and the pitchfork?
Sheaf toss.
The sheaf
Sheaf
toss.
toss.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it with a pitchfork or do you just
With
grab
the
a
pitchfork.
Oh, see, I was under the impression it was like you grab a bale.
No, it's
and
with
you
a
fuck it.
pitchfork,
Yeah,
and
that's
you literally launch it up over your head. Yeah,
dude. It's And this is what I also think of with like strongman shit. It's
it goes hand in
1,000
hand.
years ago.
Yeah.
It's 1,000 years ago. It's fucking Viking shit where it's like I can pick this stone up and get it further than you.
It's primal. I love it.
So primal.
It's 100. It's alpha for real.
Oh, yeah.
Cavemen were doing this shit. Like no. I'll pick this rock up and carry it further than you.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Original functional fitness.
100%.
Hell yeah.
Nothing
Just
works
throwing
you
rocks
more,
in a fucking field.
Or exactly with throwing the hay. I can throw it higher than you, bitch.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, I can get it into the barn.
Yeah,
Let's
I can get it
fucking
up
go.
into the loft.
Yeah, hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Fuck you thought, boy.
There's different, people, there's so many different
I just don't know where the caper toss came from.
so
Pick up this tree.
there's so many different stories people have, like, of how it all started. People were saying, like, well, because of the war with the British and everything like that, the British basically took everything away from the Scots. And
Right.
so you have all these objects around them, and they're saying, well, they had to find these other objects and how to use these as weapons and
Right.
everything too as well. So you got rocks,
interesting.
you got this,
Weapons. That's true.
Yeah.
and but
For a
then
revolution.
yeah, but then there's another thing too as well. King Malcolm III. Originally, he was trying to find a messenger, just to relay everything from all the other clans, and so he was trying to pretty much find the fittest person who could do it.
Oh, wow.
But as they're trying to find the fastest and fittest guy, they're like, well, we got to do some other things too as well. And so they found all these other objects and they started throwing those around and doing that too as well.
Well, it's like, well, you're good at that, but I'm good at this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's really cool.
It sounds kind of like in the Asian cultures how they found some of their weapons. Like a nunchuck was for beating rice and shit like
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
they just started using it to train to fight off other cultures coming in.
For sure.
Yeah. But again, the caper toss, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Who picks up a
insane.
fucking tree, runs with it, and tries to flip it as far as they can?
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thor.
Some real Viking
But yeah.
shit. But have you ever done like a hammer throw?
A hammer throw, I have not.
Okay.
So part of this too as well. I mean, I love strength sports so much. And so this is just gonna be new territory, and I love that I'm gonna be having
Well, just
Cole
learning
and you
something.
For sure.
going
Yeah,
in
for
with
sure.
this with me.
Absolutely.
Tons of kettlebell shit, tons
Yeah.
of throwing medicine balls. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've got the sandbags you're
Yeah.
going to need to deal
And
with.
the programming for this, I'm really excited to see too as well, because it's going to be a mix of stuff with powerlifting and Olympic lifting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's going to
for
be
sure.
a lot of like explosive,
Yeah,
more
exactly.
explosive type movements.
Right.
And,
But I mean, literally, you grab a huge sandbag, and that's going to help you throw that kettlebell as
Yeah.
high as you
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
can.
because that's going to be kind of the tough thing too, is because these implements are so specific.
Yeah.
and it's not like we're going to be able to get our hands on every single
Right.
implement.
Nope.
Yeah.
No.
So we're going to have to kind of figure out ways that we'll
Right.
be able
We can
to.
make a caber. It's pretty easy,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
Is
So
Okay.
there's
Do you have a place where you can throw it?
Well, so what
you
I
can
was
just go to
thinking,
the park and do it. You can have everyone watch you do
in the
it.
Yeah.
backyard at the gym I work at, there's
Right.
tires and fucking stones.
That's
and
true.
shit
forgot,
like
That's
that.
yeah.
true. There
We
is
can
that
use
kind
that.
of space.
And then
over
I was thinking for the caper, I've got lighter sandbags where you can kind of get that weird
Yeah.
stance that you're going to have to do and run with it and try flipping it.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't thinking we were going to cut down a tree and limit and fucking throw it.
No,
but-
you can honestly, you can get everything you need at Home Depot to
Oh,
make the
cool.
caber.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's so and it's about 16 to 20 feet long.
Yep. I'm sure yours would be 16.
Yep,
right?
yep. So they have different classes. There's the women's, and then there's the women's masters, and then there's the men's, and then there's the men's masters too as well.
Okay. Do you know weight wise what it's going to be? Or?
The caber, it's gonna weigh between 100 to 180 pounds.
Okay. Yeah.
And so how the caber works is, so it's not about distance with the caber, it's about positioning actually with
Oh,
it.
okay.
So what it is you're trying to flip it so it makes a 180 degree turn, but you're trying to make sure that it lands in the 12 o'clock position.
Right.
And so you're trying to get that running start, and again, back with Olympic lifting, that
Fucking
third
jousting type.
basically
stance.
Well,
yes.
even like
You're fucking jousting without a horse.
I've like followed some people who do it, and a lot of people, the toughest part is getting it up.
It's
Oh,
getting
yes.
it up. Yep.
Right, because once you get it up into your hands and you can cradle it like this and get it onto your shoulder, then you can really run, like start
Right.
running with it and apply the force to it. But if you can't even get it up,
Right.
like people fail the thing because they can't even pick the guy.
And
Yeah.
it's because it's 16 feet long, it's so awkward.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
So what we could do is even go to Home Depot and we would start with like a 4x4.
Yeah,
And
basically.
then a 6x6, an 8x8. Now we're dealing with the. What's the diameter on those things? I think it's like 12 inches or something.
I don't know.
They're huge. They're
Yeah.
fucking telephone poles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Really? Yeah. I mean.
But yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to come up with this programming and figure out. I mean, for the rotational stuff, I've been really letting the cogs turn to figure out how
it's
are we going to make
It's
you.
kind of going to be fun.
It's trial and error, and it's
you and
something
I are going to
fun.
have to experience some of this too.
For sure.
and
For
it's
sure.
gonna
That's
be
why
really
I'm
cool.
excited about it. I've
Yeah.
never done it, so it's going to be and plus it's going to. Because I mean, I'm so used to doing powerlifting type programming, and I miss
Sagittal plane.
I miss
Playing around with that, yeah.
the kind of athletic performance type stuff too. So
And I have to admit now that a lot of the team training for me has moved to locations. That side room is open so much.
Yeah,
So you
really.
have so much range of motion, so much play area that we can just do shit.
Yeah.
Right.
We got the jerk blocks there. And
Yes.
Yeah, we can do a lot of stuff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And this is just like this is why this shit is interesting. You know what I mean? It's just like, we have these principles that we know we're gonna apply,
Right?
But we don't really know exactly how to apply them. We're gonna just kinda,
and it's not like someone wrote a book on using strongman and powerlifting and weightlifting to put it together for this fucking Highland
we don't
games.
necessarily have access to everything too, so we
Exactly.
gotta kind of make use. It's
Right.
just gonna
That's
be,
what's kind of fun with it too
Tiger
as
flips are
well.
going to be fun.
I mean, you can get like a couple beers and start making equipment together.
Hell
The
yeah.
best
Oh my
part
fucking God.
about being in central Minnesota and being in such a blue collar town is tons of people who weld stuff.
Oh yeah,
Weld
for
stuff
sure.
and can work with wood.
Yes,
They can make
exactly.
you anything.
Absolutely.
So I'm.
That's how my jerk blocks got built.
Yep, there you go.
I've had like 4 or 5 different guys help me with them because everybody knows how to do something.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a good time, and I'm excited to see it. Like you kind of go into this other strength sport, and after
In a
this,
kilt, man.
I don't know.
Are
what
you
the fuck-
actually having to
You-
wear a kilt?
you have to wear a kilt.
I thought it was just the men. Okay.
No,
No,
yeah,
you have to
everyone-
wear black spandex underneath, some sort of athletic shorts underneath, and you have to wear a kilt.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
And in July, it's going to be great.
Yeah, but I don't know what you're gonna do after this. Like, I don't know of any other strength sports. Like, you pretty much good.
I kind of want to do that powerlifting meet in October, actually.
yeah.
She's probably
you
going to do
should.
the super total.
The super total.
Squat, bench, dead, snatch, clean, and jerk.
She'd probably have a pretty mean.
I
super
think
total.
she would have a great super total.
Yeah. Well,
for
do
sure.
you guys know?
And
do
work
you guys know
capacity
who,
wise, she could handle it.
Megan Scanlon is.
Mm-mm.
She's a weightlifter and a powerlifter, and she at the Arnold competed in both a weightlifting meet and a powerlifting meet
Oh,
within
really?
2 days.
Mhm.
And
Holy
she
shit.
came in second overall on IPF points on the at the powerlifting. Like, she's very, very good.
She's
at
a
both.
super total chick.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. She's an
Yeah.
animal. So no, it's gonna be
Or
fun.
you're just going to be a big time strongman competitor.
Who
or
knows?
she's gonna do whatever the fuck she wants.
For real.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Start making our own division.
Power athlete.
Hell yeah.
For real.
Well
power
marbled.
Well, all of a sudden
Well
she's throwing,
marbled.
she's throwing javelin, shooting bow, and she's fucking deadlifting
Yeah,
shit.
Absolutely.
You know?
Dude.
Well, at the CrossFit Games, or
And
at-
doing Viking presses.
Weren't they
Yes.
doing like target shooting?
I know
At
they were
the-
carrying sandbags at this last one.
Yeah.
At the Granite Games.
Yeah.
Which made me happy because I was like, they need to do more than just barbell and fucking wall
Right.
ball.
Did they have the yoke carry at the CrossFit Games last year? I can't remember. Or was that the year before?
I'm not sure.
But that, we got to figure out how to yoke carry.
Yoke carry?
We have to
I
set
think
those.
I think Jason's getting a yoke over at Lions.
Oh,
Is
okay.
he?
I was
Yeah.
going to say, otherwise we,
Weld one.
we just take the jerk blocks outside and it's basically a back squat. You
Right.
just rack it and start fucking walking.
Right.
I mean, have you guys ever used a yoke carry?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Fun. It's fun.
You basically put a squat rack on your back and
Right,
you just
and
fucking
walk.
walk.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But the
Walk,
coolest
waddle.
thing is
Yeah.
at any moment you can set it down.
Yep.
That's really
Right,
cool because
right.
it's only inches off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not. But again, it's just the primal shit.
Right. And sleds and
Pick it up and walk.
hand
bitch.
over hand sled pulls and
Yeah.
fucking rows and shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited for
It's
this.
gonna be a good time.
Mhm.
Well, Vanessa, it's been awesome having you on. Like, again, I learned, like I said, I learn more about her every time I talk to
yeah.
her. And like, we could fucking talk powerlifting and weightlifting and shit all day. So seriously, thanks for coming on, and I'm excited to watch you throw some heavy ass shit in a couple weeks.
Dude, it'll be great. Thanks for having me on.
Fuck yeah.
Put out what's your Instagram?
It's really easy. It's at Vanessa Belmont.
Boom.
That's it.
Easy. Keep it simple.
Boom.
All right, we're out. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
The Coaches Collaboration Podcast. What do you mean you haven't subscribed yet? What the hell are you waiting for?
Come on, y'all.
The Coaches Collaboration Podcast is brought to you by Salutum Health and Performance. Take your full power potential to a new level. Online at salutumhp.com.